Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about the functions of Reserve Bank of India. The functions of Reserve Bank of India can be divided into two major categories. They are monetary functions and non-monetary functions. Under monetary functions, there are 10 major functions. They are: first one, issue of banknotes; second one, banker to the government; third one, banker's bank; fourth one, custodian of country's foreign currency reserves; fifth one, custodian of cash reserves of commercial banks; sixth one, lender of last resort; seventh one, central clearance and account settlement; eighth one, currency chest; ninth one, banker, agent and advisor to the government; and the 10th function is controller of credit. Likewise, under non-monetary functions, we have two major functions. They are supervisory functions and promotional functions. Now, let's try to understand all of this in little detail. Among the monetary functions, the first and the foremost function of RBI is issue of banknotes. Remember, except for 1 rupee coins and notes, everything else is issued by Reserve Bank of India. Now the question arises in some of your minds is, who is taking care of 1 rupee coins and notes? The answer is, it belongs to Ministry of Finance of Government of India. Other than that, everything else is issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Now, the next question is, why only Reserve Bank of India is printing all the banknotes of India? The answer is, there are mainly four major reasons. They are: first one, to keep uniformity in notes issue; second one, to make effective state supervision possible; third one, it is easier to control and regulate credit in accordance with the requirements in the economy; and the fourth one is, it keeps faith of the public in the paper currency. Now, if everybody starts printing, there will not be uniformity, there will not be any effective state supervision, or there will not be faith among people on paper currency. So that is why only RBI prints all the notes requirement of India. Now, the second monetary function of RBI is, it is banker to the Indian government. On behalf of Indian government, RBI maintains, operates, receives the fund as well as makes the payment for the government of India. And remember, RBI represents government of India in the meetings, conferences, discussions, etc. which are happening with International Monetary Fund or the World Bank. That is why the Reserve Bank of India is banker to the government. The third function of RBI is, it is banker's bank. Now we have many options in the market. If we need bank service, likewise if bank needs bank, then it is RBI which functions as banker's bank. For which bank it will be banker's bank? For the commercial banks which are of Indian and foreign, and the regional rural banks as well as the state cooperative banks. For them, the RBI will be the banker's bank, which is mentioned in the second schedule of RBI Act 1934. The fourth function is the continuation of third function of RBI, which is banker's bank. As a banker's bank, RBI plays the role of custodian of cash reserves of commercial banks. Now, when commercial banks need money, they will take money from RBI. Likewise, when they have excess money, they will deposit such money with RBI. That's why RBI functions as the custodian of cash reserves of commercial banks. Likewise, foreign currencies are maintained by RBI along with gold to meet any adverse balance of payments with any other country. So, we are calling it as custodian of country's foreign currency reserves, which is the fifth function of RBI. RBI is also known for the sixth function, which is the lender of the last resort. If any of the commercial bank is facing any emergency, or if there is low cash flow, then they can take money from RBI by rediscounting the bills or as loans or as advances, etc. So, The rate of interest is high. The RBI saves in time. So we are calling it as lender of the last resort. Now we have understood that all the banks have their fund with RBI. Now if there are any internal clearance or accounts to be settled, then that function is also played by Reserve Bank of India, which is the seventh function, which is known as central clearance and account settlement. The eighth function again is a very important function, that is currency chest. You might anticipate a question on currency chest, just like what is a currency chest? Now the answer is currency chest is the place where the RBI keeps all the excess money of banks under custody, and whenever RBI prints new currency note, first it delivers to the currency chest and then currency chest delivers these new currency notes to the bank. A currency chest is a depository of RBI. In simple words, the currency chest is the place where RBI keeps its excess money, or this is the place which is being utilized as the distribution place of new currency notes to the bank. The ninth function is RBI is the banker, agent and advisor to the Indian government. And lastly, to ensure stable economic and supply of money, RBI ensures that there is control over the credit, and the same is done based on the priorities of the government of India. That is why it is called as controller of the credit, which is the last function of Reserve Bank of India. Then comes the two non-monetary functions. The first one is supervisory functions and the second one is promotional functions. Under supervisory functions, I have 5 major points. They are: the powers are given under RBI Act 1934 and the Banking Regulation Act 1949, and RBI does supervision, control over branch expansion. It also does liquidity of their assets, and the amalgamation and reconstruction etc. will also be taken care by RBI, and new responsibilities were also given to RBI via nationalization of banks. Now that is also an additional responsibility to the Reserve Bank of India. The second and the last non-monetary function is called promotional functions. RBI has a responsibility in promoting banking to the rural and semi-urban areas also. Earlier, the banks were limited to cities only, but now the RBI has the responsibility of taking bank to every single villages. Now, how is that achieved? That is achieved with various programs like Deposit Insurance Corporation 1962, Unit Trust of India 1964, Industrial Reconstructions Corporations of India 1972, and NABARD, that is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development 1982. These are the few attempts by which RBI try to take banking sector to rural and semi-urban areas also. So that brings an end to our discussion on the functions of Reserve Bank of India. Thank you.